In modern, real-way operations, we are absolutely swimming in data. Every component, every journey, every repair, it all creates this tidal wave of information. But what if most of that is just noise? We're going to explore how to cut through that noise, turning all that raw data from a simple record of the past into a powerful tool that can actually predict the future.
So, let me ask you a question, one that probably hits pretty close to home for a lot of you. Are your operations data rich, but insight poor? You see, if you're a fleet engineer or a maintenance manager, you are surrounded by data from countless systems. But those truly critical insights, the why behind a failure or the when of the next one, they often stay buried. And that leaves you in that exact spot, drowning in data, but starved for real answers.
Okay, so let's really define the challenge here. It all comes down to volume versus value. We have these massive data sets from maintenance, from overhauls, from real-time monitoring. But turning that sheer volume into strategic value, that takes a lot more than just a standard spreadsheet. It really demands a whole new level of analytical expertise.
And this really says it all. The problem isn't that we don't have enough data. It's that we have a translation problem. There's this gap between having all the information and actually using it to make smart decisions. That's where money is lost, it's where inefficiencies creep in, and it's where preventable failures happen. It is the difference between looking in the rearview mirror and actually seeing the road ahead.
So, if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's a dedicated data analytics engine. Now, let's be clear, this isn't just another piece of software. It's a systematic process, one that's designed to turn those mountains of maintenance data into clear, actionable intelligence.
So how does it work? It's really a four-step journey, from data to decision. First up, you have descriptive analysis. This basically tells us what happened. It gives us the facts about past issues and costs. Next, we move on to diagnostic, which digs deeper to figure out why it happened. Now, once we understand the past, we can start using predictive analytics to forecast what will happen next, like when a specific component is likely to fail. And finally, this is the most powerful step. We get to prescriptive analysis. This tells us what we should do about it. It recommends the most effective, most cost-efficient action to take. And the end product of this whole process is what we call actionable intelligence. This is the huge difference between just an interesting fact and a valuable instruction. You know, an interesting fact is component X failed 20% more this year. Actionable intelligence is replace component X on these specific units in the next 45 days to prevent service failures, saving you an estimated amount in emergency repairs. You see the difference? It's an insight that tells you exactly what to do.
So what does all this look like in practice? Well, when you implement this kind of data-driven approach, you start seeing key operational benefits that target what matters most to any operator: efficiency, safety, and of course the bottom line. And these advantages are very real, and they're all connected. It all starts with the huge shift to proactive maintenance, which naturally reduces your operational costs because you're fixing things before they break. That proactive approach then optimizes your fleet's efficiency and, most importantly, enhances operational safety. But maybe the biggest one of all is uncovering those systemic trends that you'd otherwise miss. This allows you to make truly data-driven decisions that don't just fix today's problems, they prevent tomorrow's.
What we're really talking about here is a fundamental, strategic transformation. This approach moves maintenance from being just a necessary cost center to being a data-powered part of your organization's strategic planning. It's about optimizing the entire life cycle of your rolling stock.
The core idea here is simple, but it is absolutely transformative. We need to turn maintenance data into a strategic asset. That means we stop looking at data as just a record of what's already happened. Instead, it becomes our guide to the future. So, the final question you have to ask yourself is this: are you content with your data just telling you what went wrong yesterday? Or are you ready to use it to shape what goes right tomorrow?